LZL, little off frequency. Anybody around for the earlies for the 3 K6LZL?
How about NY6L? Hesperia here, I'm on your frequency there, Skip.
Okay. You got a more accurate frequency measurement, Jay? So set it a little bit below 95.
Okay, hold on. I am going to move my VFO.
Here I go. So here I am at exactly 3895. Exactly, Skip. Over.
I would say that
3895, Skip. Over.
Okay. It seems fairly clear. I don't hear any East Coast on there. Good evening to you, Jay. K6LGL. I'm glad you're here. First one. I haven't heard much activity, but I just got by. I've been watching, the series with the Astros leading 3-1. So, how are you tonight? NY6L, K6LGL.
Well, doing good. Had to do some shopping today with the wife, and picked up some things, and got my flu shot, got my my medications, prescriptions that is, and here I am, and I've been working on a Collins transmitter that needs to be recapped. Get rid of a few black beauties and get some modern metallized mylars in there and all that stuff, because I have some problems with the Vox circuit, which has a leaking capacitor I need to replace. So I might as well replace all of them, paper cap. And, I guess we're going to have a storm up here coming Monday and Tuesday, and local mountains right up here in Wrightwood looks like they're going to get, pretty good snow. And we had some pretty heavy-duty winds here this afternoon. So we got our fruit trees and strawberry plants and all that stuff. We got them under the patio over here, and protect them also from any frost. So that's the way it is here in good old Hesperia, K6LGL, NY6L.
K2LMQ.
and 9AMI hanging out.
K2LMQ. Let me write you down before I forget it. Good to hear you, Paul. Welcome aboard to the Swan officially now in session. Okay. And Jay, very good. I hope Natasha's everything okay with her. And sounds like you're getting ready for a little snow there. Yes, I can understand that. It's the season, So we could use the humidity, and the snow would be very welcome. All right, let's pick up Paul. Paul, how are you tonight? Good to hear you on the Swanet, K6LGL.
Yeah, fine, Skip, K6LGL and NY6L, K2LMQ. Good evening, gents. Good to hear you. Good signals tonight. There is some chatter underneath, but you guys are strong, and Skip, you're stronger than I've seen you here in a long time, so I'm glad to see that. All's well here. I've been very busy, and I finally got in gear. And, I've been putting off doing a lot of stuff here in the ham shack. I just haven't had the drive to do it. Well, I finally did. And I've got my Hammerland 420 fixed and on 80 meters CW. And it's an 807, runs about 15 watts, and it's from 1938. I got that working on CW, and just now got a couple of NCX3s running here. And I have one I'm going to test out on the next go-around or something shortly thereafter. And then I have a technical question for you guys. Anyway, your storm it's probably coming through, Jay, because there's a notice here locally that on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I think Thursday, there's a 70% chance of rain here in Kingman. So hopefully that'll come to fruition, and we sure can use it here. And we try and capture a bunch of the rainwater because my wife likes to use it on plants and so on. So we'll load up on it. And that's the story. So I'm going to... Hello. Oh, just a minute here. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Looking at the SWR. I'll toss it to you, Jay, and then over to Skip. And good to hear you guys. NY6L, K2LMQ.
W7, Lima Tango Golf. Okay, let me take you there. K6LGL. Let's see if there's somebody else, and then we'll kick it back to Jay there. Anybody else checking into the Swan Net? We're in session. This is Skip in Santa Monica taking the regular check-ins to the Swan Net. K6LGL.
November 9 Alpha Mike India and 9 AMI.
Okay, and 9 AMI. Hello, John. Pretty good signal there also from you. Welcome aboard. And by the way, thank you for recording, what was it, the last one that you did? You did the Drake Net. What was it? Yeah, Thursday there. So, with a little video thrown in there. Thank you for that. So, John, go ahead and pick it up, and then we'll go back to the top. In the meantime, is there anybody else checking into the Swanet? This is Skip in Santa Monica taking their check-ins, K6LGL.
November 6th, Whiskey Kilo, N6WHK.
KD6BWS, and Francesca's also trying to check in. Okay, Ron, and first of all, Phil, good evening to you in 6WHK. Phil, and then KD6VWS, Ron, and W7LTG. Okay, let's see if you could hear Francesca in there. Francesca, give us a call, K6LGL. W7LTG, W7 subject. Oh, guys, I can hear you on the SDRs, but I can't not hear you on the radio. That's the problem. I'm too far away, but I'm on Swan 700CX. Up and running 100%. It's putting out 450 watts, 450 watts carrier, and goodness, it's the best I can do on this thing. And I've been working on these radios last week here, so this is up to par. Swan 350 is up to par, the 500 is up to par. All the Swans are. Now I got to tackle the Hamlin E-Tech 500 transmitter, and that'll be it. I got all the radios fixed. And I ordered a Helicopter X-Rex for New York. Hope I can get that probably at work, but I haven't gotten to see it for a while. All right, back to you, Skip. And W7LT.
Number 4 and 5, Parker Jones, I got 5 and 6.
Over.
WL. Okay, Jay, hang on a second. I don't hear Francesca. Ron, did she stop transmitting? She faded out here in Santa Monica, over?
Yes, over. It's over. Francesca, you're pretty weak out here too, and you sound a little bit distorted, so I don't know what's going on there. Back to you, Skip.
I'm pretty sure I'd get my antennas up for about 75 foot.
Yeah, she was almost Q5 at the beginning, but then I lost her. Just conditions. if she stops transmitting. I lost her completely, John.
Yeah, she's all done. She's all done.
Okay. Well, we got quite a few there. Thank you for the help, sir. Appreciate it. And there was the W7LTG, Francesca there. All right, so on the list I have, first of all, NY6L, followed by K2LMQ, Paul, then N9AMI, John, then the N6WHK, Phil, then KD6VWS, W7LTG, and then I'll turn it over to WB6MWL. Hello to Jay. We have both Jays in here this evening. So Jay, go ahead and take one, then we'll go back. Well, actually, should go to KD6VWS. No, my mistake. N6WHK, you turn it over to Ron, KD6VWS. And Ron, you turn it over to Jay, and that way we won't leave anybody out. Sorry about that. A little confused there. I guess I'm too much into the game of the World Series with the Houston leading there 3-1. K6LGL, go ahead.
K6LGL, N6WHK. Not sure I'm on frequency with everybody yet, but I will be in a minute. I'm running my 350 Delta, the Swan, and I'm running it through the Ameritron 811 amplifier, about 400 watts, I think. The tubes are a little weak in this machine, but it's working. It's doing enough for me. Of course, I'm running a coaxial antenna. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ron. KD6VWS and 6WHK.
Okay, now N6WHK, KD6VWS. And hello, Jay and Paul and John and Francesca and Phil and Jay. Got a pretty good group going. Yeah. All right. So I'm on the 350C and the 404C microphone, and on the long wire for antenna, and yeah, everybody's coming in great. Yeah, Francesca, it sounded like she went into distortion and kind of faded out after she first checked in, or when she took her transmission. But who knows? She'll straighten it out and conditions will improve maybe. Yeah. So I took my bike ride today, went to Black Rock Canyon. That's up in the National Park, Joshua Tree Park. And it's beautiful up there. It's a lot higher elevation than where I'm at here, man. Coming home was downhill for about 12 miles. So, and well, other than that, yeah, when I got those 26 tubes, Mike did. He found them on eBay. He found 9 of them for $30, and he brought the radio and those tubes over yesterday, and I checked them, and all the tubes were good. So, and they're about $30 a piece if you try and get them somewhere that, a tube outlet that carries them. They want at least $30 for them. So he made a killing on that. But now, trying to get the radio to work, it's working real weak. So got some troubleshooting to go on that 1927 Atwater Kent Model 40 Jewel box. And with that, let me send it over to you, Jay. WB6MWL, KD6VWS. Yeah, okay, Ron. KD6VWS, WB6MWL. Very good. Yeah, you sounded good, and Phil, and sounded good, and that's all I've heard, and of course, Skip, that's all I've heard. Yeah, I jumped in there because I heard Francisca turn it over, but she did get real weak there. I was copying her here, but I didn't get too much of what she said. But, yeah, I got to remember to start turning the clocks back here pretty soon. It's that time again. I wish they'd leave it alone one way or the other here. But anyway, that's what we'll be doing here pretty soon. And not too much going on here. I did a little painting today on the house here that needed a little touch-up. And I thought I'd better do that because they're talking about rain here for a couple days, Monday and maybe into Wednesday. We'll see what happens. So I'm not sure who gets it next, so I'll turn it back to you, Skip. We're on the 500C tonight, putting out about 300 watts here. K6LGO in the Swan Group, WB6MWL. Okay, very good, Jay. Very good evening to you and welcome aboard. WB6MWL, K6LGL with the Swan net. Oh, you're sounding pretty good on the 500C. Yes, I'm on my usual 500CX with the crystal calibrator. And still the original tubes that came with it there. Haven't had to use the spares yet, Jay. I guess to keep them fairly well tuned. K6LGL for the Swan net. Oh, I guess the score is up. Houston's up to 4-1 now. So there you go. But that's the way the ball bounces, as somebody said. So looks like Phillies are going to have a hard time closing this one. And if Houston wins, that's it. That's going to be the game. Okay. Very good. So I don't know, Francesca was a little distorted, but hard to tell. Her signal wasn't very strong here because I'm the furthest away from all that. And myself and Ron, both of you there. And I don't know if you copied her, Paul, so she needs a little bit, but propagation may improve there. All right, so let's go back to the top of the list. But before we do that, if we have anybody else joining the Swan net, this is Skip in Santa Monica, taking check-ins for the Swan net, K6 little green light. Okay, nothing heard. So let's go top of the list. We have NY6LJ, followed by K2LMQ Paul there near Kingman, Arizona. Then N9AMI, John there in Silver Springs, Nevada, our two out-of-state stations. Then N6WHK Phil in San Diego Del Mar area. KD6VWS, Ron and Joshua Tree. W7LTG, our third check-in from Spanish Springs, Nevada. And WB6MWL. So, let's tell us more about what you're doing. How's the Collins equipment coming? And you've got, what, a 32S1 and a 75 series there, or maybe you have a later model there. Jay, over to you, K6LGL.
All right, K6LGL. NY6L. Yeah, we got the 32S1 on the bench here. I'm got some capacitors I'm going to be changing out here on the bench here shortly. And yeah, I got one capacitor in the box circuit that's really, bad. One of those black beauties. 0.047 microfarad. Going to be changed, and then might as well change out the other paper caps and get them out of there. Yeah, and the receiver is fine. The receiver is a D75S. S1 works great, not a problem with it, so we'll leave that one alone. And yeah, my other cubic Swan 150A also needs some servicing to be done on it too. There's some switching transistors that were bad, and it will not go into transmit, and it will not go into receive. So it's like, there's like several transistors on that board that have been checked. And Juan KB6KME checked them out, and we tried some general NPN and PNP silicon transistors in there, and it seems like it's not working properly. So Get some direct replacements later on, so we'll try to get that cubic Astro 150 back online hopefully soon. So there you go. Okay, over to Paul. K2 LMQ to pick it up, NY6LJ here in Hesperia, California.
Yeah, fine, Jay. Hello. Yep, I'm fine. NY6L and the SwanNet K2LMQ, Paul and Kingman. Okay, hey, good evening to all you guys here. Good signals all around. I did hear her when she started out, but I could only get a couple of words. There is some chatter below us. I don't know where it's coming from, but she was at that level, so her signal was okay, but it just wasn't strong enough, and then it sort of faded out. So that's all I can add to the discussion. Okay, well, let's see. I am on the Swan 100MX, driving the SB220 at about a kilowatt, and the peak and the low power position, and the inverted V at 75 feet, and that's the story here. However, yesterday today, I finished up an NCX3, and here's the story behind it. I had two NCX3s with their power supplies for years, and they worked, and all of a sudden they didn't work. So I just put them aside, the endless queue routine. It's been a number of years, and I decided, well, I misusing them. I'm going to get them on the air. So about, 6 months, a year ago, I picked up another NCX3 and power supply, knowing that it didn't work, and figuring I'll get spare parts and do whatever I have to do at that price. I can't say no. So I got that, and that power supply worked marginally. So I took that power supply, recapped it. There's actually 5 electrolytics in there. 3 of them are standalone, and 2 of them are in a can. Well, I replaced the 3 easies and left the 2 in the can to see what's going to happen. And I plugged them in, and lo and behold, both NCX3s work. So the power supply is okay. So now I got little odds and ends to do. The usual spray and check things over and all that stuff. The problem I'm having is with the power supply, the electrolytic can that's in there gets extremely hot to the touch. Extremely hot after about 20 minutes. You can't touch it. And I'm wondering, is that a normal thing, or is that a problem, or do I have to replace it, or what? I don't want to blow anything up. So when I come back next time, I'll have the NCX3 on and listen to any comments on it. The audio might be a little rough. I'll tell you, I did run it on 20 CW today for a QSO, and I didn't have to turn the dial, so it's very stable, and I'm enjoying it very much. That's the story here, so I'll do that next time. The other thing is I finished up my Hammerlin 420, the little 807 rig from 1938, and got that on. It's about 15 watts, and I've been having a good time with that on 80 meter CW. That's it. So there we go. It goes over to John. What's going on, John? W9, N9AMI in Silver Springs, K2LMQ.
Okay, K2LMQ, N9AMI. Good signal, as usual. Rig's sounding nice over here. That that 100 MX always sounds really good. So I am running new stuff tonight because I'm recording the Annan Apache Labs here, Annan 100. And I've got a couple cameras going here, so you guys will get the Annan's pan adapter and all that jazz. But it's as Bill says, it's identifying as a Swan. You'll know why when you see the video later when it's up. But anyhow, and you might hear just a tad bit of echo because I have monitor on, and so people can hear me on the video. Let's see, a couple messages. Kevin will not be here tonight. He's busy with family stuff back in Texas. And K6LK Bill, I'm like the message guy here, I guess. Bill told me that he won't be on tonight because he's got to head off to a doll show. You guys don't know that Bill collects dolls, a lot of G.I. Joes and things like that. So you might want to ask him about that sometime. I should say the Swan Junkie, as he likes to go by now. So, and as far as that cap goes, yeah, I'd change that sucker out, especially if it's a multi-cap. You probably got something shortened in there, or at least ready to, and I just, put some new ones down below, disconnect the old one and call it good, and you'll be good to go, and it won't cost you too much there, Paul. You should be able to put your finger on there, and it shouldn't burn you. So something's going on there. That's my 2 cents on it. Over to Phil, Mr. WHK. What's going on with that household? And you got everything back together there, Phil. Over to you, sir.
AMI and 6WHK. You got me to laughing. I almost couldn't come out with a call. It's going to be a long time before I get everything back together. I figure with the rate of speed that I'm getting at, I'm taking a whole bunch of stuff and scrubbing it first and getting all the old kitchen grease and dust and dirt out of it and making it look pretty and clean. And so it's piece by piece. And I got a lot of things to do. Paul, N6BZY, came by yesterday and picked up a bunch of stuff and took with him, so that helped. And, of course, I'm running around doing a lot of different things around here, feeding those chickens and collecting eggs and what have you. I don't think George will be in tonight. He had a seminar with a bunch of ladies, church ladies, up the coast a little ways, and I talked to him early this morning, and he said everything was going real good and real smooth, and so I don't think he'll be in, because I don't think it'll be over until tomorrow. I might be wrong, though. I've been known to be wrong more than I'm right, so what can I say about that? Everybody is sounding beautiful tonight. I mean, good, strong signals. Even Skip, you're a good 25 over down here, Skip. It's the loudest I've heard you in a while, so keep it up. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our friend over in Joshua Tree, KD6VWS and 6WHK.
Okay, Phil. N6WHK, KD6VWS. And, well, I guess if George is with the ladies, we'll excuse him from the Swan net. Because if I was with a bunch of ladies, I'd excuse myself from the Swan net. But no such luck here. Just me and my kitty cat. And he said that it was okay to get on the net, so oh man. So anyway, yeah, and Paul, those caps are leaking. They get hot, they're leaking, so definitely get rid of those or you'll have smoke sooner or later. Yeah, I had for a friend of mine, Mike, KM6QQU, he bought a NCX5 and didn't have a power supply. So he ordered a power supply off eBay, got it, and he brings it over, and I check it out, and the filament winding was open on the power supply on that NCX5. So wound up getting another power supply. Got one from Gary, I think it was, the good-looking ham, GLH, and it was good. So got that NCX5 working good. So yeah, those are neat old radios. And and Jay, I got 32S1 and 75S1 also. I haven't fired it up in over a year. It's it's upstairs in the dining room. So I guess one of these days I'm gonna have to fire that baby up and see if it still works before all the relays decide to foul out. Have to go through that routine. So copying everybody great so far, and let's see. So I guess with that, I'll go ahead and send it over to Francesca, W7LTG, K86VWS, Joshua Tree.
I would tell you to, Chuck, really, truly.
Not hearing anything, guys.
70 feet off center fed up there about 60 feet at apex, and the legs is about 20 feet, but I've had the legs on it at all different. I've had them up 50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet, but right now they're about 20 feet. And the end fed it'll be a whole lot quieter, and I don't know why I keep saying this. Y'all probably heard me say it before. It looks real good, like 6, 7, 8, 900 mile rate. But y'all still feel the time to do the long range. Kilo 4 to Texas Freeway.
W4JC.
W4 TSH. Guys, I've got to go take some meds. Go in there and get stuff. Take a handful. Try not to choke on it. And I'll talk to you tomorrow sometime. Everybody have a good one. Everyone. And I'll say 7-3. From Kilo 4, Hotel X-Ray, Victor. See you guys.
Good night, Steve. See you, Sammy.
Good night, sir.
Well, I'm not hearing anything, but I think she's there. They're hearing Francesca, not me, so bear with it for a minute, guys.
John, I went to a Corvette show today, buddy. I seen every color, year, make, model Corvettes that I believe they make.
All right. And where was that?
It was in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, Eastern.
John, Francesca's faded out here in Santa Monica. Is she over?
They put on a great show.
Got nothing the whole time. Didn't hear a thing.
Maybe. Shoot, man, I bet there's at least 200.
Yeah, I think she was cutting in and out. I could hear her, and then I couldn't, and it sounded like she was cutting in and out. That's what it sounded like, huh?
Was that kind of...
Francesca, why don't you switch over to your 991 so we can get you on the net here, because that radio seems to be crapping out on you.
Once a year, and it's a good show. They have a big turnout on it.
Oh, yeah, y'all.
They have Myrtle Beach. They do a Mustang weekend, Corvette weekend.
Okay, I got nothing here, guys.
Heard of them?
Oh, yeah. They have a couple good shows in Vision Forge as well, and it's Shades of the Past, I think what they call it, and it's nothing ahead, nothing older, nothing newer than, I want to say 40 something.
I'm not hearing her now, so John, let us know when it's over.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I haven't heard a peep from her at all here. No signal, no nothing here. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, tell you what, tell Francesca if she's copying, try another rig or, combination microphones or whatever, switch over. And let's turn it over to WB6MWL, and then we'll catch her on the next round for some of you, maybe your final round. So, Jay, go ahead and take it. WB6MWL, K6LGL.
Yeah, okay, Skip, K6LGL, WB6MWL. Yeah, I thought I heard her come in there, but I couldn't, she wasn't even moving the F meter here. And I thought I could hear her talking, but I'm not sure. So, whatever's going on there, it's, she's not putting out much power or something's wrong. So anyway, and, yeah, I didn't realize K6LK was into dolls. I know he was into prospecting and using those metal detectors and that type of thing, but I didn't know he was collecting dolls. So anyway, yeah, a lot of people used to do that. You don't hear much about that anymore, really. But still people involved in that. And yeah, Jay, look forward to hearing that cubic back on. That was a good sounding radio. Well, I'm sure it still is. And Paul, yeah, I have the NCX5 with the NCXA power supply, and yeah, that can capacitor never got that hot that I couldn't lay my hand on it. So there's, like John said, there's definitely something shorted or something. It shouldn't be that hot. So maybe you can bypass it with some others or find another cam equivalent to that one. I don't remember what the value of that was. You might have said, but I can't remember what the value of that was. But when I first got the MCX5, I traded Chris a 500CX for it. And I thought, well, I better check the power supply, and it was okay. All the voltages were good. We got some other alignment problems, which was kind of tricky, but I finally got it. I was going to run it tonight, but I didn't have time to turn it on there and warm it up. So this was quicker. So, that's the story here. Let's see if there's anything else I didn't comment on. Oh yeah, Phil, that takes a long time to recoup from doing your kitchen. We had the kitchen done here several years ago, and it took a while to go through everything and sort out what we didn't want anymore and that type of thing. So, work in progress, as they say.
Oh my God, there he is.
So, let me turn it back to Skip. I think I'm the caboose here, so. And, oh yeah, John, I looked at the, Charles sent me the link there to the Drake net. I didn't quite listen to all of it, but I saw what you look like. And listened to most of it, so I'll probably have more time tomorrow.
When you go through that.
And I think I saw the Swan one on there from the 29th, too. I didn't get a chance to click on that, but I'll take a listen and look at that. So, back to you, Skip. K6LGL, WB6MWL in the Swan net.
What they call them. W7LCT is back. I don't know.
Go ahead, the break.
He must have been here.
Let's see, what was the comment from the Bacon station?
Several times, and I'm thinking he must have inherited some law.
Breaking station in there. Go ahead and take a shot there.
Even all kinds of stuff. Yeah. You say Bugatti?
Well, they caught a part of it. This is Skip in Santa Monica for the Swan at K6LGL. Well, before we go on, let's see if we can get Francesca back on. Maybe on another piece of equipment or some minor adjustments. Francesca, you want to give it another try? W7LCG. K6LGL on the Swan Net.
All right, I think I'm back. I'm Skip.
Yeah, W7LTG, well, 700. We're working all day, no problem. We're on all day for 6 hours. And when got into you guys, and then all of a sudden she crapped out, no transmit. Weak transmit. We're down to, 5 watts or something. So 8950 split on me. So that happens. And that by tomorrow, it'll be back to normal, like nothing ever happened. Anyway, this is the ASU 991A, and I hear you guys on KSS. That's the only way I can hear you. And I'm putting out 800 watts, so this time it's a lot more powerful, double the power of the Swan. And I did a lot of work to that Swan to get it up and running. Well, I have a 352 that works now, and the 500 works. So the 700 just died. Maybe 8950, so it got too hot and they just shut down. And that happens anyway. So yeah, did rearrange all the boat anchors here. And it looks really nice. Looks like a museum here. I call it the Boat Anchor Museum. Anyway, good hearing you guys. I had a lot of work on that Swan 700. She would drift quite a bit. When I transmit, she's off 2 kcs when I transmit, and then I have to put it back on, and I transmit again, she goes the other way, 2 kcs. So with the 60W6, I had a short in that tube, in the VFO, so I replaced that tube and stopped from doing that, but I can't figure out what's going on with the 8950s yet. So back to you, Skip. If you got a copy, I hope you do, with 800 watts, W7LTG.
Well, what a difference, Francesca. Nice, good 2.5 signal, S9, a little over that. Very good W7LTG. Well, you know, tube radios are tube radios, and we've got all kinds of little problems. That's why we love them all. Thanks for making an attempt, and I hope you get the 700 going again. It's a nice piece of equipment there. All righty. Let's do more or less the final round for some of you. Thank you for the stories there on Kevin and also Bill. K6LK. Well, you know, other people collect other things. I know somebody that collects elephants, little elephant statues. I know somebody who collects old cameras. You know, anything from the old graphics back to the older Kodak series and so on and so forth. So, you know, and 1 or 2 people I know who collect automobiles. That gets a little expensive, especially if you get any exotic cars. But then to each his own, you know, there are a lot of people who collect amateur radio equipment, especially tube equipment. So is there unusual? I know 1 or 2 art collectors who collect paintings as well as sculptures. So hey, based on your budget and your abilities, it's interesting. Okay, let's do the final round. This is Skip in Santa Monica for the Swan Net. Let's go back to the top of the list, NY6L, followed by K2LMQ, then N9AMI, then N6WHK, sorry, can't read my own writing there, Phil, then KD6VWS, and W7LTG with a renewed strong signal. Francesca, thank you for coming back, and WB6MWLJ there. So, let's do the final round, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, I'm glad you're all here. Over to you there, Jay. K6, little green light.
Okay, very good there, Skip. Very good. Okay, this is JNY6L here in Hesperia, and where it's currently 54 degrees, and it's going to drop down to 43. And we're expecting some rain here probably the next couple of days. All right, well, we're still working on our Collins transmitter, and we're going to get back to it, and so keep replacing those paper caps that's in there, and all that good stuff, and a good net, and I could hear pretty much everybody. I had a hard time hearing Francesca. As a matter of fact, it was very difficult for some reason, but I guess depends upon conditions. So we'll say good evening to all, and again, thank you, Skip, for running the net. And over to Paul, K2LMQ, to pick it up there in Kingman. NY6L Hesperia in the high desert.
Okay. Thanks, JNY6L in the group, K2LMQ. Thank you guys very much for the advice, and I'm going to do exactly what you said. There are two caps in there. One of them is 60 mics at 350, and I forget what the other one is, but I think I have it, so that'll be a project for tomorrow. Now, this is the first time I've been on this with voice. The meter on either of the NCX3s does not work, so I'm just using my watt meter, and I hope that it isn't too distorted. The audio, the incoming audio, is a bit distorted, so you might comment on this. I might be hitting it a little hard. I don't know. Anyway, I thank you guys very much. Wish you the very best on your projects, and we'll all report back next week, and we should be getting some rain, guys. So that's about it. So we'll say 73s from here. Good to hear everybody, and we'll catch you guys on a net or two next week. Go ahead, John, N9AMI, K2LMQ.
Okay, K2LMQ, N9AMI. It sounds good. The audio sounds nice. Well, looking at it on the pan adapter, you've got quite the signal with upper and lower there. So, but it is what it is. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. How's that? So, yeah, you change those caps out in that other one, or maybe that's the one you're using, and you'll be good to go, buddy. No problem. It doesn't sound bad at all, and you were dead on. 895,000. So there you go. And okay, Francesca. Well, glad you got back on with the regular rig there, and you sound a hell of a lot better. I couldn't hear you before, and we're fairly close, and I'm on the big loop, which should be able to hear you fine, unlike the vertical. So something's going on there, that's for sure. You probably want to go through that rig before you get her back on the air. Anyways, 73 to all. I will upload this recording after net, and you guys probably catch it tomorrow morning. I'll put a link up there on the Swan forum there on groups.io. But everybody else sounding good, and yeah, Bill does the dial thing. I was really gonna mess with him and say that he likes to dress up at home and dial clothes, but I don't think we'll go that far. Jay's probably laughing pretty good now. Anyways, all right, Phil, coming over to you. N6WHK. For some reason, I've got to write your call down all the time. It doesn't stick in my head. N6WHK, N9AMI.
N9AMI, can you speak Deutsch? If you can, it's no 6 with housekeepers. The German word for 6 is sex. So my wife is being Deutsch. That's what she gave me when I got my call. So I just stuck with it. I don't use it on the air very much because some people might take offense. But anywho, yeah, I'm happy to be here and happy everybody's copying. I'm finally hearing Francesca for the first time and a decent copy on her. So that's a good thing. I've always known she's out there. Normally it's just very minimal audio to me here in San Diego. But tonight she was a good 10 over 9 signal down here when she changed radios and was shooting out 800 watts. So keep that up. Whatever you're doing, do it. Keep it going that way. You'll a lot easier copying. With that, I'm going to pass it on down to our friend over in Joshua Tree, KD6BWS. You have a fine evening, and 6WHK. Be clear.
Okay, Phil, N6WHK. Yeah, you're sounding good. And yeah, Paul, definitely change out those caps. They're leaking. Yeah.
Yeah, I use the infrared thermometer, and I check, when I'm working on stuff, I always check components, and if I see any capacitors getting warm, and they shouldn't, they're not close to a tube or something putting off heat, I replace them. So, but if that gets so hot you can't touch it, man, that baby's drawing a lot of current, leaking like a sieve. So, and Francesca, man, you came in 10 over 9 when you hopped on the 991, 800 watts. Yeah, no computer assist here. So, definitely, you're blowing smoke. And, everybody's sounding great. And, everybody's got their projects, so got to keep the soldering irons hot, I guess. All righty. I'll say my 73 and send it over to Francesca, W7LTG, KD6VWS.
Sure, you okay, Ron. I got you on the A2991, W7LTG. We have one thing that a lot of radios don't have, and the new stuff here has digital noise reduction. And what that does is takes an analog signal, takes the hiss out of it, all the noise, and just brings out your audio in zeros and ones and back to analog. And everybody sounds like they're right here in my lap. How do you like that kind of quality? And plus, it's a Wire X, has Wire X in there, so it's digital to the repeaters and stuff like that. Kind of neat because I talked to Japan with 60 over 9 signal like he was right here in the room. So this is the new technology, and I do like the old technology as well. It's fun to play with. And so anyway, 800 watts going out here right now. I'll have to look into the 700, see what's going on. I hate to do all these repairs, and then you think you have it, and then something else goes out. So that's kind of neat. But anyway, everything else works good. The Viking 2, Civil Defense works. The Valiant is working 100%. The Collins 7583 works really good. Did a little modification on the 6KC filter. Got that up and running with 3KC and 6KC, so I could hear better AM, a little higher quality. And anyway, very good, guys. Good hearing in there. Ron, I'm going to turn it back to you. I don't know who to turn it to, but it's good hearing you guys. I'll catch you on the Monday night AM MyNet. Make sure you listen for me out there. I'm only doing 150 watts. It's tough being 500 miles away from San Diego. BWS, W7LTG.
Yeah, it'll go to Jay. But check that antenna receive relay in that 700. It sounds like it might not be making good contact, and you won't read much power out, but yet so I would check that. I've had problems with that on this 350C. Okay, over to you, Jay.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. That's the 3-pole relay underneath the chassis there. They might need cleaning, that's for sure. In fact, I got the 350, Swan 350 on the bench now. I'm doing some work on that, and I noticed it needed cleaning. I'm going to have to do that. So that'll be good to work on that on one of the rainy days. They say it's coming. We'll see. So good to hear everybody. Yeah, Francesca, you're over S9 here in Montclair. So very good. And yeah, Paul, that MCX3 sounds very good. The audio sounds good on it. You're over S9 here too. So look forward to hearing everybody next week, if not before. So I'll say 73, and turn it back to you, Skip. Thanks for doing the net. T6LGL, WB6MWL in the Swan net.
Okay, thank you very much. Jay there, WB6MWL. T6LGL and the Swan net. Okay. Well, Francesca, I'm glad you got back on the air. We'll listen for you
On Monday. I'm sure somebody will hear you. If not, I'll look for you on AM Longer. And this is Skip in Santa Monica, K6LGL. Regarding Black Beauty capacitors, the big problem with paper capacitors are the impurities in the paper itself. Paper is not a bad dielectric, but it's impossible to produce it so it's clean. So it doesn't have conductive elements. And the more pure it is, the better they are. And the fact you're enclosed in plastic, it doesn't matter because the failure is internal. It's like silver microcapacitors. This silver migrates and moves with age and heat. And when there's signal being passed to that, then eventually it grows, it migrates. And that's another thing. So the old classic microcapacitors are better. Silver micas and that, you know. All right. Hey, it was a great net. Enjoyed hearing from everybody. Paul, in the NCX3, good luck. I sort of favor the NCX5 over that. It's a little bit more refined design, but hey, if you can get one working, they sound pretty good. So glad to hear that. And everybody else, but thank you also for you there, John. I don't know if you're recording this particular net or not, but the things that you've been doing and publishing, you might just mention an email, send an email out to the guys who listen to Swan Net to remind them how to get to YouTube to see your videos there of the signals and the audio, and either the spectral display and an occasional appearance from you there, John. So that would be appreciated. But thank you for doing that. I think you're doing a real service, and plus, you do have quite a few visitors to your site, so, we may attract some additional individuals and participants on these various nets, and especially this one. So thank you for that. And Phil, good luck on that. Sounds like you're recovering there from your kitchen experiences. And Ron, you always enjoying your bike rides and various other things. Francesca, good luck on making the repairs. Not a bad suggestion. The relays are in the in the 700 series. And Jay, of course, and as far as for people who collect things, well, hey, to each his own. Others they collect DX, and a number of you do that too. DX contacts. I used to do an awful lot of that, 6 meters, 2 meters, 220, and 432. So, but that was on VHF, UHF there. So DXing there is a whole new world things, and I think I qualified on a satellite for working all continents on AO10 and AO13, the big multi-orbit satellites when I was active there in the 80s. Okay, 73s everybody. I'll click a quick round for a final. And hey, thank you for being there and supporting the Drake Net. Whether we do Drake exclusively or anything else, thank you for paying honor to all the beautiful tube equipment that is still out there. So, let's do a quick one. NY6L, good night from Santa Monica and the Swan Net for a final, K6 little green light.
All right, Skip, real good. Well, we're working on the bench here, and very good. And pleasure to be on the net here.
Skip, see you Monday night, KD6 VWS.
Running our TS830S hybrid
HF transceiver here, barefoot, to an antenna, a dipole antenna up about between 35 and 40 feet out in the clear. So pretty much here, everybody. So anyway, good night, everyone. 7-3, and I'm going to get back to the workbench here. I guess to Paul, K2LMQ to pick it up, NY6L 7-3. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, got it here. Fine and dandy all around. Thank you all for the information and the camaraderie. and we'll see you next week. Let's see, who gets it here? John. N9AMI, K2LMQ 73s, my friend. See you later.
All right, guys, 73, catch y'all later. N6WHK, N9AMI.
N9AMI, N6WHK. Thank you for the videos. Do appreciate. And don't forget, people, you got to change your clocks tonight. Another fouled up period of time for the next couple of days. 7-3. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to KD6 BWS and 6WHK.
Okay, yeah, I spoke out of turn. Yeah, I could barely hear Jay, and you're real weak, so man, the band changed. Must have gone long. Okay, I'll say my 73. See some of you Monday night on the AMI net. So, over to you, W7LTG, KD6 BWS. Francesca, I'm not hearing you. W7LTG, K6LDL.
Okay, Skip, I got you. I just lost the person. Just running into the noise. W7LTD. Skip, I sent you some email. I don't know if you ever read it. But I think I'll send you a QSL card. Anyway, you have a picture of me with long blonde hair and my radios back in the old days. But I'm thinking of sending you a QSL card so we don't have an issue with gender and stuff like that. I noticed how sometimes I get disappointed when people think I'm a guy, I'm a girl. Anyway, I'm going to send it back to you. Send you a QSL card. You'll have to send one back. And I'll send it back. 73, you all sound good on the radio. But anyway, have a good day. We'll catch you next week. Catch you on Monday on the MyNet. Back to you, K6LCL, W7. Nima, Tango's up.
Okay, guys, that's going to be it here tonight. I hope you like the stream, and like, share, subscribe, and who knows what I'll come up with next, and hope you like it. Catch you later.